right now because of delays. So we're just saying, hey guys. Hopefully, sorry we're late. Me and Steve were having a nice chat, but we always like to hop on and see what people decide to, what y'all people are up to. I should text Asha. Maybe I will text Bean. But she might not be able to find it, but she can. But that's her name on TikTok is Bean Rivers. Just in case you're on Bean. I don't know her real name. I'm assuming maybe it's not Bean, but I'm assuming it's not Bean Rivers. But yeah, no, she's she. I told her we meet up every week. Usually do this. It's our new kind of format. So well, first, I guess we'll start with our thing. We always like to start with our what's going on. So Steve, I know you have news to share. What's going on with your life right now?
Well, I've just spent a lovely weekend away camping, and we were out on the lake doing a bit of canoeing, which was amazing. I had a guide with me. He was in the back of the canoe, I was in the front, and we took the dog, which was amazing just to go canoeing as a blind guy with the dog in the boat and one of my good friends. So that was pretty cool. And just before going on that trip, I have been going to lots of interviews because I'm currently looking to get myself a job. Um, as you know, we discuss all the time. I have quite I wouldn't say a wild lifestyle, but I have, I like to
Busy.
live a certain way. I like to
Yeah.
do a lot of traveling. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to just stay home and watch ball
We
games.
say spend your time. That's what
Spend
our
your time. Yeah,
spend your
I
time.
like to
Spend your
be
time.
out in the world doing stuff, and to do stuff, you need money, right? So I'm trying to get myself a corporate job. So I've been applying for jobs and going through all kinds of interviews and assessments and stuff like that. And um, hot off the press, just literally this week, I have been offered a job. So that is fantastic news. Um,
Congrats. Woo.
so I can relax. Um, don't start for another good few weeks. So I don't start till the end of June, which gives me some time just to enjoy myself and enjoy the my next
And
few
there was
weeks.
reasons why you really you needed that relief because you have an
Yep,
upcoming trip
couple of weeks.
coming to the States.
I am heading to the United States of America.
Seems like a yearly thing for you now.
Yeah, I go to
Every
America
year
quite
at
a
some
lot.
yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to Utah. We're going to Salt Lake City. We're going to the national parks, and we're gonna finish in Las Vegas for my dad's 70th birthday. So a big family trip, which will
Sweet.
be awesome. Having a job makes
Is
shit like that possible. Trying to do that with no money and no job would just be, a nightmare.
because
So
you're coming back basically to start working almost, right? But when you come off
yeah, I'll
that,
come back as soon as I come back from Vegas. That'll probably be my first week in this new company, and I guess I'll have to do all the, training and learn all about the company and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, exciting news, and it's quite funny. I found out about that yesterday or the day before, whenever it was. Um, and I have obviously we've got Vegas and Utah coming up,
yep.
and I've not told you this yet, but it's
Oh.
hot off the press today. Um, me and some of my friends, we've booked a sailing trip around Greece.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um,
That sounds
so
fun.
that's going to be in September, roundabout when RP Fest would have been. Now that's cancelled.
So you'll
I'm gonna
fall,
go
new
gonna go and
adventure.
do sailing. I am not a sailor. I don't really know how to sail. I've been on a lot of boats, loads of
Right.
boats.
You're yeah,
I've
you're no stranger
sailed
to
on
water.
the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. I've been on every type of boat you can think of. I even drove a speedboat once with Mike Tubeck as my
That's
witness on the
right. That's
Hudson.
right. That's right.
um, but I'm not qualified. I'm not trained. But this trip's going to be really good because we get some tuition, get a few lessons, and one of my friends, he recently qualified as a skipper,
Ooh.
so he will be the skipper in charge of the boat, and he does know how to sail properly and how to navigate and all the rest of it. And then there's myself and my friend Matt, who
Hey,
Mr.
majors.
Major. Um, we've been around boats, but neither one of us are qualified. So we're just getting the process of getting that booked. So we're just going to try and find good flights to Greece, and then that's going to be very exciting. So I'll
Now
do
is
some,
that now is it with it or is you so you're gonna be with somebody at doing this like a professional person with you or is it like you guys are like you're just
just our own boat, and
your own
our
boat?
friend Mike. He recently passed all his exams as a skipper, so
Oh, so since okay, gotcha. So
he's qualified. He's a skipper. Um, and when we get there, myself and Matt will have to do a bit of training just to, literally learn the ropes, as they say, like literally.
uh,
So I don't know what rope does what on a sailing boat.
and at least in this situation, you don't have to pretend that you're sighted because you're not
Exactly.
like you're not joining some kind of group that's like, yeah, we frown upon you, you blind people,
Yeah.
and you're like,
And these
oh,
are two
okay.
guys, I would class these. We've talked about this before on the channel. Um, my two friends, Mike and Matt,
Oh,
they are
Matt's
what,
the man in terms of
yeah,
yeah,
that's they
got
were what
like
I would class as extreme guides.
yeah, they're what you yeah, that yeah, yeah, that they're used
You
to
know, like
you, they know
Matt
you. And,
Matt managed to guide me and you
yeah.
all around Chester, around the walled city, over some of the
And he's very
ancient.
calm too, like which is
Yeah,
very important for a guide. He's not, oh, watch out for that, or like he doesn't. He's very real chill,
yeah.
which I really like.
I mean, if we could have filmed where Matt took us,
Oh, we're on the spiral, right? They're on the when we
yeah,
the yeah, yeah.
you
That
were talking
that
for people
church.
watching, like Mike and I went and climbed a medieval tower from
1,000 years
like,
old, right? 1,000 year,
yeah,
1,000 year old.
1,000-year old castle or abbey or church, whatever you want to call it. What's the word?
That's
No,
beautiful,
church,
man. I think that
cathedral,
it's cathedral.
cathedral, a
Yeah, yes, yes.
thousand. And recently, they just opened up parts of this cathedral that have been sealed for about
That was five, eight,
eight hundred
yeah,
and
something
fifty
like that.
years. So
Yeah,
no
okay.
one had been up them corridors for over 850 years.
And
And the building itself is 1,000 years old.
and it's like tight, like spiral, like super uneven stairs.
Uneven,
Because mind you, they
dark,
built this thousands, 1,000 years ago.
no uniformity in any of the steps, all
Yeah,
different shapes
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
angles. Cold, dark, musty, basically inside a medieval
Because that was
tower.
what the worker, who are the monks or whoever used it
Yeah, it was the
for the church.
monks,
The
and
monks,
then
right? The
eventually
monks used it,
the
right?
Church of England. Yeah.
No, that was that place was beautiful. Like the just everything about
Well,
that was beautiful.
people look at me and you go, "Wow, I can't believe you two managed to go down all them tunnels and climb
Yeah,
up them
right, yeah,
staircases." And you think, "Yeah, but don't forget to give Matt the props
yeah.
because Matt didn't even blink about the thought of taking you and I there."
Oh, remember when he was about to give the people like shit.
Yeah, because they weren't going to let us do it.
He's like, if they say we can't do it, he's like, I'm gonna say something. He's like, because actually, and remember somebody else was blind too.
Yeah,
There was someone else brought that. He's like, I'm gonna say something. I mean,
it was a
he was
bad
ready.
day
He
at the
was
office for
ready.
that tour guide.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
What are the chances?
Yeah, two of you. It's like three of you. It's like he's like Jesus. Okay, but he's like no, no. He was. I like the fact that he was ready to go to town. I will. I will. Nope, nope. I will talk to them. I will make sure we are going.
Yeah, he was
We
not.
are
He
doing
was ready.
this.
He was
Yeah.
straight up to that desk,
Not.
wasn't
Yeah. Yep. Not
he?
a
Yeah.
problem. So
Now,
yeah, that was he's the man. Yeah. Totally
so having
qualified.
people like that in my corner,
Yeah, you got a great team with
it will
people.
be scary going out sailing on a 30-foot sailing boat.
Yeah, it's a little different than
The
your other
the only
adventures.
thing I know is about when that thing comes across. Is it called the boom?
Oh yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
watch that, right? Yeah. Yep. Yep. Right.
Yeah. So I don't want to learn that the hard way.
Yeah, you don't want to get launched off the boat. I mean, like I know you are comfortable like in terms of water, like if you
Yeah.
fell in or whatever like
I'd
that.
rather
That's
not fall in
but we'd rather
unconscious.
not this
Mm.
happen. Yes, yeah, right. That's it's always that's not the place you want to have an RP moment, as we'd say.
No, no, no,
You
no, no.
know, there's certain moments you don't want to have RP moments, and that's definitely one of those
And
moments.
and the other guy, Mike, who I'm going on the trip with, the skipper, that's who I was canoeing with at the weekend, and he's one of the guys that we did the coast to coast canoe trip across Scotland, the Great Glen Canoe Trail. So he's a competent canoe person, great on the water. He's now a skipper, and he's guided me, in all kinds of scenarios. So we've talked about this before. Like I am lucky to have built some great,
Oh yeah, you got like
great
a good court
guides.
of team of people or friends who'd actually you call them. They're really friends, but yeah, they're also your guides and
Yeah.
they give you shit just like any you guys all take the piss out of each other just like men, men do, which is great, I think, and also too because it's like you're treated still the same.
Yeah, and some of them have been guiding me for 20 years, so they
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they
they do it like second nature. They just literally,
Oh,
they
by the
don't
way,
even, they
Bean
don't even
Bean has
think.
joined us, by the way. Bean has joined us.
Hello,
Said, hi
Bean.
Mike, I found it. Thank you for telling me you guys are live. Oh yeah, but Bean, I don't know if it's really your name, Bean. I know that's your name on TikTok. So if I don't know what your real name is, but if it's Bean, cool. But I don't know if it is Bean. I know she's Bean Rivers on TikTok. So and actually, it's great that you're on because I know I love TikTok because I'm obviously more excited to use it, and but Steve is not. And I know you don't have that great vision. So I think, and you use TikTok. So I wanted you to kind of share your thoughts on like how difficult it is to use TikTok, like with like voiceover and stuff like that. So I know
Yeah,
like Steve, you said it's like a nightmare.
yeah, it's not, the app isn't programmed very well in terms of voiceover, and the contrast settings are not very good, and the dynamic font sizing doesn't work very well. Whereas other apps, if you set the font size to, size number 8, the app respects it, whereas TikTok doesn't. It just stays in that
TikTok's
in
like
that
fuck you.
format. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
It's like I
some
told you about
screens,
I showed you Illustrator, man. Yeah, Illustrator doesn't care.
oh,
Yeah. As soon as my cursor moves from the outside edge into like my working space, it just goes whoop, right back to the
it's a really
tiny.
good video. You should put that on TikTok or
I should show
Instagram.
that like where it's like,
That was
yeah, see,
actually
this
that.
is something that some apps do. They don't care.
Yeah, they've there
Don't.
could be, like TikTok, they could make their font size respect the system settings, but they don't. They've put something in there so the fonts and the writing always stays the way they've
And
said
I
it
know
would.
she struggles. She mentioned she does actually struggle even to find this. Like the fact that she found this, she's probably happy. Yeah, that's why
Yeah,
she would. Yeah, she's like she struggles to like just even find things.
yeah.
So that's why I was just wondering because I know she's someone that's pretty active on TikTok. So it's like I'm always wondering the people that actually have like either no central vision or whatever, like how that have to use voiceover or don't even have
To
much of
be
an
honest,
English.
now I got into the stage with TikTok where I post a video, but I
Okay.
very rarely bother typing anything. It's just too difficult to try and type and see the
Yeah.
print
See what? Yeah.
space.
Right.
It's not like Instagram with alt text and some of the fancy stuff. But anyway, going back to what I was saying. So yeah, job nailed, in the bag. Utah and Vegas
Boom.
happening
Back.
a couple of weeks,
Yep.
and
Coming
just
to coming
today,
states.
just booked a sailing trip to Greece with two of my extreme guides. So that's what we've just been talking about. So
Yep. Yep. That's
so
catching you up there. And then on my half,
that's me
was
done.
that's you.
So what
Me,
have you
I've
got
been
going down?
talking to like we were talking before we went live. I was talking to I've been wanting to, and actually Bean knows about this. I think some of my TikTok followers know. I had mentioned asking, should I attach a cane, like an ID cane, onto my BMX bike so that one, I think it'd just be a great thing for people to add. It just adds more questions to people, like, oh, what is that? And more engagement. And two, it's just an added safety for me. Like I can finish a moto as soon as I'm done, just boom, unclick my cane, have it out, and find my way back to where I gotta go. And it's a beacon. It allows other people to see an additional thing
I just think that
because
would look epic if you see a guy on a BMX that's
yeah,
got to
right.
like
And that's it.
stop,
It's just like
get
swoop,
off,
done,
and then just
swoop.
whip out a
Yeah, yeah,
cane. I'm
yeah,
just like,
yeah, yeah. I think
that's
just yeah, it adds a whole yeah. I think it just adds a whole thing to it. Yeah, so it would just
such
be
a head
awesome.
wreck. That's brilliant.
Yeah, and you figure like when I finish, like everything that says blind on me is on the back, so it doesn't say it on the front or any of that stuff. And so it's just an added thing to me that like so as I'm kind of navigating, it just makes people like Moses. It'll part people. People will get out of my way. We know anybody who's a cane user knows most of the time when you're walking, my friend's seen people jump out of the way for me, and they laugh. They
Yes.
love it. My friend
Yeah,
loves it.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
when I go to like Lime Rock with camping trips with my friend Charlie, he's like he loves it because he sees people just to get right out of the way when we're walking. As I go, see, there's a benefits to bringing a blind guy with you.
Now, here's
So
a question.
what's that?
Why did you decide to go with a colored cane rather than a
Like,
ID cane? Because now maybe some people will not realize it's a blind cane because it's not going to be white.
oh yeah, it's a I know that's probably the one of the like the logistics, but one I wanted to make it one. I just wanted to add to make it look cool and match my bike.
To be on
Uh,
brand.
Yeah, Beyond Brand. Yeah. There's gonna be a little white on it on the handle for the big portion, so that'll kind of stand out. I figure either way, people are gonna ask questions either way. So, and plus a lot of times the writers do know I'm there. Like as I'm racing, usually there's an announcer. So they have announced it like, hey guys, give
Hopefully,
Mike
if you see what's on
Tubia.
your helmet and what's on your jersey, and then the cane, even though it's not
It
white,
all,
you
yeah,
just
it all
add it
just
all
kind of,
together and
yeah.
go, ah,
But I think I like the idea of like, kids are gonna be like, what's that? Like because
yes,
they have no filter, so
no,
they don't care. They'll be like, what's that? And I've already got that question before with my regular cane with them, so I can only imagine like I'll get more questions and stuff. So, but yeah, so I had that idea, and I was like, and I remember since you and I have been doing this, the RP show for like for over 5 years now, and back in 2023 I was over in England and we were planning on doing like a cane tip video review video. And well, like Steve didn't have like a hook style. You didn't have like similar one to mine.
no, mine was a push fit
You were
for
the push
the
like
cane.
so I was
Yeah,
like so we reached out to Ambutech and we're just kind of like, hey, like I was like, hey, my friend, I'm gonna be in England. My friend Steve, we're gonna be doing this video, for you guys, basically, film, different. We like to do review different cane tips.
great video, by the way. If anyone's
Oh
not seen
yeah,
our
check that one
review of
out.
the best cane tips available,
That's a fun. That
check
was a fun
out
video.
Battle of the Tips on our YouTube
If you're a
channel.
Top Gear fan, you'll
Such a good video.
appreciate that. You'll appreciate the video.
Months of filming, hours of editing, 5 views.
Yeah,
But it
but
was
an
a great
awesome
video.
trip though. Yeah, we had a great time. So,
Yeah, great
but
video.
and it was awesome. The timing. So not only was Ambutech on board, they provided a cane, all bunch of tips, all free, just so we could do this video. And not only that, they arrived in England when I was there. Like, so I got to watch Steve's reaction and how impressed he was with, the quality and all that. So we kind of built that relationship like 3 years ago. And
I am still impressed with the quality of the Ambutech cane.
yeah, so I guess that's all I use. I even told them, I told Laura, who over at Ambitech, who I was working with, and I said that I go, you guys are pretty much the only stuff I use.
Yep, same.
Um, so I was like, let me now they had this idea. I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool if I can get a custom cane made just for me by Ambitech. So I reached out to them, told them my idea, and of course, Laura gets back to me. She's like, "Oh, I remember you." She's like, you and Steve, at the RP show, and like, you guys, like, I sent you guys like a cane and a bunch of tips." And I was like, "Yes, yes, you did." I go, "Yeah, we made a nice little review video and stuff like that." So that was kind of cool. That like,
Do you know
even
if they
years
ever
later,
saw that video?
I don't know. I actually, I should actually.
Now
I'll
you've
actually,
got a contact.
yeah,
You should
now that I
send
have a
them
direct
that.
touch, I'll text you the link. I'll say I don't know if you've seen this, but here, yeah, I'll be sure to do that. So
Yeah, you
yeah,
should.
so not only and I think in my world, and you're always waiting to be shut down or someone to be like, yeah, we'd like to help you, but no, or we're like or we can't afford to do that or whatever. But no hesitation from Ambitech. Like, boom, yeah, dude, what color do you want? What kind of cane do you want? What style? Where are we shipping this? Like, like just she first messaged back to me, which is all this information. Like, yeah, what length do you want? This. What do you
So
think?
good. The
And
guys at Ambitech
just
are brilliant. Just
yeah,
very
brilliant.
helpful. Really good
Yes,
guys.
absolutely. So, and like I said, we're not even sponsored by Ambitech, but we're like, yeah, we
We're
would gladly
advocates,
be.
though. We like
We're
their
advocates.
gear.
We
We
love
like their
them.
people. They're great.
And I use their I got from a friend of mine. I got the Pathfinder 360, which I love. Which I did recommend to them. I said they should switch it to carbon fiber because it needs the cane tip's a bit heavy.
Hmm.
And I think if they made the piece that attaches to the cane out of carbon fiber instead of whatever it was made out of, it might lighten it up.
Hmm.
Or maybe even just the whole tip made out of something like that. Because that
Hmm.
would be really good. Because I love the function of it. It's just a bit heavier than my because it works great on the BMX bike. Because if I use it down the hill, I let it roll, I can actually hold on to it and let it like kind of just roll. It doesn't get trapped on it. It's perfect for
Well,
that.
because the ball rolls this
More,
way as
yeah,
well as
anywhere, yeah, right, yeah. And I
yeah.
think it actually be perfect. It's probably perfect for, like Anthony Ferraro, the blind skateboarder, and some people like that are skateboarding when they actually use their cane
Hmm.
when they're skateboarding. So because it would roll way better. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I think I think they have something there. But yeah, no, so she's like, yeah, here you go. She's like, we haven't. I mentioned saying I probably would want to use a telescopic cane this time for at least for the bike cane because I just feel like it would attach easier and it'd be just more compact, and it just be something quicker. I could just boom, hop it off the bike, bish, shoot it out, be ready to roll. And she's like, well, we haven't wrapped one before. Like, 'cause they're like, we can do any color you want, Mike. And then when I mentioned telescopic, she's like, well, we haven't wrapped it before, but how do you feel about being the guinea pig? And it's like, sure, let's do this. No, but Laura's really cool. So yeah, shout out Ambutech, on the awesome company. Not like I said, it's I always find it weird in this journey, like especially with BMX. I've emailed a bunch of companies asking for like sponsorships and things like that. And of course, the bigger companies you would think would help you out because they're a bigger company. No, nope, sorry, we can't help you, or sorry, this, da, da, da.
That's
But
very
good luck.
interesting. That do you think the small companies help more because you're getting through to the actual
I
people?
maybe because like for instance, right behind me actually is my armored shirt that I got from a company called Cased. Um, hashtag bride cased. I reached out to them, and they're like a young kid, probably in his 20s, created this company. I think him and his other kid, there's two people that created this company, and it's like they're young, like in their 20s. So they're really small company. And I reached out to them because I had seen their ads pop up, and I was like, you know what, geez, like I like the fact that it's a shirt and you put it on and it's got the pads built into a shirt essentially. So you're
Nice.
not like zippering up a whole like
Yeah,
armor
yeah.
kind of thing, you know? It is a pain to take off if you're sweaty like me. That part I will say, I'm still getting used to that. But putting it on way easier than putting on my regular armor, and it's so much sleeker. It looks nicer. So yeah, but I reached out to them, not a problem. Literally was like, yeah, we'll hook you up with a
And
free
what are
one.
you doing in return for them? Are you like, have you
I'm gonna
done
make
some
a nice review.
videos
Yeah,
for
yeah. They want.
them?
Yeah, they want. I said because I explained to them if anybody needs armor, it's me. If anybody's gonna need really rely on safety gear, it's a visually impaired BMX racer. So I'm your man in terms of, testing your product out, and I'll be sure to give you a nice and I would be your first like visually impaired rider to do this for, and so yeah, so I'll be hopefully with my friend Charlie because he does really nice videos and he wants to do a really nice edit at one of my races. So I figured we'll kill two birds, one stone, and I'll
Nice.
also do the proper review. I've already obviously used it. I've used it up on the street here and rode around wearing it. It's really comfortable. It's super, yeah, super way more comfortable than it's literally like wearing a shirt that has pads. Like that's got stitching it, and it's just way easier to manage and like it doesn't feel bulky. And so I really like it. It's just I just have to, yeah, I want to make it sure I make a really nice video for them. But yeah, but that's so it's crazy that this smaller company, no problem. And keep in mind, they charge like $300 for the shirt.
Whoa,
So they're
really?
not cheap. And on sale, it would have been like, I think they were running a sale when I got mine. So it was like $150 or it was like half price or something.
Wow.
But so I got like, and even then, so then I got it still free. So, and they had a problem with their delivery or shipment of stuff. So like, it took me 2 months to get, but I wasn't going to complain. I wasn't going to be like, yeah, I had no problem waiting. And they were being cool about it. So to me, it's just it's surprising that yeah, like maybe it is because they know, yeah, if some guy like me, visually impaired, right here, could benefit their company greatly,
Nice.
by
Nice.
and
Well,
what's it real?
speaking of big companies and sponsorship, you got another little surprise as well, haven't you? Or
Oh
do you
yeah, so
want
I'm
to
trying
talk
to put
about that?
together. Yeah, so Steve knows about this for a while. I really wanted to showcase this even more because obviously the whole idea, especially my TikTok, is called Low Vision BMX Racing. So really, my TikTok's not even about me. It's supposed to be about ultimately building a team of other people like myself. And actually, what I'm doing is also trying to pave the way for future, low vision riders. So when you go to a track, you don't even have to say, "Oh, I'm going to need some accommodations." Like, I'm going to need, this. Like, no, they're going to be like, "Mike's been here before. We already everything's all set. We know exactly what you need. Blah 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 blah. We already have a plan in place. Every track does, and that's the future goal. So I thought what we need to do is I need to have an event that's like huge, where all the eyes are on it. So we do a low vision moto as I call it. So everyone in the moto would be visually impaired, which is just crazy to think about. Having four riders or so who all have trouble seeing each other.
What could possibly
We
go
go
wrong?
wrong. So the good thing is you'll have Justin Robs, who at least he has peripheral vision, so he'll be able to be like get the F out of the way if have any problems. The other funny thing is sighted people crash.
Hmm.
So we would just be normal, really. Yeah. So that's the great thing. So the idea is to have, yeah, the main focus be a low vision moto, but like also make it a charitable event where all the writers will have regular writers that can sign up for this, who will get to interact with us and help us learn the track, which I'm working on having a track in California, because that's where the event will take place, somewhere in California, because I want it to line up with supporting the SoCal chapter of the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
Nice.
Shout out my friend Shayna Castle. She's part of that chapter, and also help out and also get involved Raquel LM, who is she's involved with the San Diego chapter of Foundation Fighting Blindness, and she's putting together a painting showcasing what I'm doing as a BMX racer as part of a larger series showing, showcasing, what other people with RP or low vision can do. So I wanted to have that painting unveiled there as well. So it's just an added layer to the whole event. Then have it filmed by somebody, our friend Ben Fox, the blind filmmaker, have it actually filmed by someone who is also blind. And then, so that adds another layer, get some media attention on it, and then bring in, say, a Connor Fields or just a high level pro BMXer, so that gives it a little more draw to the event. And then everybody, like I said, there'll be race entry fees and like say spectator fees, and all that money is just going to go right into the Foundation Fighting Blindness. So just ended up being just a big charitable event showcasing what not just the we at BMX racers what we can do, what we were able to do, but just other people, the artists and and filmmaking, and like it showcases everything that we can all do. So I reached out to Bellflower BMX, which is there in California, and it was funny because it ended up being like this woman Tammy, and I was like, I didn't know that I already knew her, because I was like, oh, Tammy over at Bellflower BMX. I didn't because I don't have her. I only had the track email. I didn't have her work email, so I explained the event to her, explained my idea and all that stuff, and she was like, okay. She was, oh, let me kind of give this to the team and see what the thoughts and all that stuff. And then she wanted a little more details on, how I plan to put this on and all that kind of stuff. Shout out ChatGPT. Thank you for making me look like I know exactly how to put on a charitable event.
Shakespeare.
Yeah. If you're not using ChatGPT, guys, to make yourselves look a little, as a tool, you're lost. It's great. So I wish I had that in high school. It would have been so much smarter to English.
Yeah, it would have been a lot quicker.
So, but yeah, so it's funny. So I wrote this long kind of ChatGPT, response to her, breaking down, what we need to do to put this event on and how I see it going and all this kind of stuff. And she's like, oh, you know what? Can you send this to me in an email? Send it to my work email. And she sends me her work email. And it turns out she's Tammy from like Box Components, where I'm a box writer. I got into the Box Components, their Factory Up program. So I'm a Factory Up writer, and she's the one I was emailing when I was getting my jersey printed. I was like, I know that name. And she's like, oh yeah. She's like, I recognize your name as well. So it was really cool to like have two worlds kind of collide now.
So what's the next steps?
So now I'm thinking and waiting, to see from that email I sent. I'm sure she'll bring that to her team, and we'll just have to see if we could facilitate it. Like if they feel they can put it on first, there, and then two, we'll get us all like I want to get everybody on a Zoom call. So like get all the writers like Jay Nolan, Justin Robs, my friend
That's
Ben.
a smart move.
Yeah, everybody who's possibly gonna get involved. We all get on a Zoom. Raquel LM, Shayna Castle from the FFB chapter. Like everybody get all the everything in the stew in the pot here.
That's a good idea.
And we all just go. And
so you could be a project manager like me.
Oh, maybe I learned from you. Maybe I learned from you. It's like I've only known you for like what 6 years. And we kept, and everything I do is like obviously emulated from you pushing me. So yeah, I'm one of your greatest projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
He's on to me. Damn it, he's
uh,
on to me.
see,
I
yeah.
didn't think you. I didn't think you knew.
Unlike most,
Frankenstein is now self-aware.
that's it. That's it. That's, if put it this way, guys, if Steve is giving you shit, it usually means because he sees greater in you. It's not because he wants to give you shit because intentionally. It's he's doing it because he sees you. He could do way more than what you're doing. So and
See, if any of my former team members hear that, see, I was
yeah,
being nice.
that's it. If he's yep. So and I know I'm one of the few people in the group, in our group that like actually does listen. If you say things, yeah, I do take a listen. Sometimes it takes me a little bit, but I do ultimately be like, yeah, like, Two Back Maniac would do this. Like, yeah, Steve, yeah, if Steve would do this, yeah, I could do this. And so, yeah, it's like that was like, even like with BMX, that's how it kind of happened. Like, because you were one of those driving forces because I was like, oh, well, he goes out and he skis without a tether and he has just two-way communication with him and Anna like with vests on. I'm like, should be able to apply that same logic to BMX racing because it's still a controlled course. It's still, yeah. And you're dealing with the same kind of scenario. You're in a controlled course, but you do have to deal with other skiers.
Yep,
I have
it
to deal with
can
other
be
riders.
unpredictable at times.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. And kids. Same thing happens with me. The kids in BMX. If you can survive a lap with kids,
Yep.
you're doing all right.
Especially teenagers that are trying to race and
Oh yeah.
basically they're just trying to have fun, aren't they? They don't care about you
No,
or
I
any.
saw that. Remember that last one you sent, that last video that you sent. Never, yeah, I noticed that flinch when that rider
Yeah,
came
you're
up
the
on
only
you.
one that spotted. You mean the snowboarder that
Yeah,
come
the
into
snowboarder.
our.
Yeah, you're like, ooh, you're like,
Yeah, he was nowhere near me, but I didn't know that. I
no,
was like,
no,
oh.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There was a video, guys, where like him and his wife were going down. It's like an indoor facility for skiing, and like you just see I guess yeah, a kid or two, I don't know who the person was, but you just see quickly just a kind of like a motion to like Steve's left. But yeah, not like I think it was still close. I don't think it was as probably yeah, like you said, it probably
Yeah,
wasn't
he
as close
didn't
as,
need to be that close,
but he didn't
and
need to be that close.
a bit rude. It just says blind right across
Yeah,
my
right,
screen.
yeah.
And Anna's
So
got a
Steve did
bright orange
the
one on saying guide, so it's
yeah,
obvious what we're
yeah.
doing.
So Steve did the obvious what most of us would have done because something that quick in your periphery, or even if you have any kind of usable vision, and if it's small, it's like yeah, that flinch because it's something just what the hell is that? Because like to you, I don't know what it seemed like to you. It was
But I didn't actually see the
because
person at all.
yeah,
But what I heard was as they turned on the snowboard, they made a huge skid noise as they came around me. So I
oh
thought I heard them come from behind. I heard them
yeah.
on my left, and they sounded way close to me. So I thought, oh, we're gonna crash.
So your
And then the
reaction was just
sound
yeah,
slowly went away, and I heard this. I could tell they've now gone past. But for that split moment, as they come around me, because I'm turning this way and they're turning that way, so we kind of went like this. But
yes, right.
they probably weren't that close to me, but they
No,
sounded close, and it was gone from being super quiet and peaceful, just skiing along, to all of a sudden just a big like right next to me.
no, it was like because I noticed that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, nope. But
Yeah.
not to blow your head up too much, but yeah, like Steve's kind of the person that is kind of like my benchmark in terms of like I see other people who struggle who have the same eyesight, and to me, I don't have. It's tough to have kind of empathy sometimes for people because I'm always like, wow, Steve is like my friend Steve is way badass and like he confident and he walks
Oh,
around, he
thanks,
navigates.
mate.
You're welcome, dude. Like no, like so, and I just look and I'm like, no, like you can't really use. Well, I'm going blind, Mike. It's like, yeah, so is my friend Steve, and he's probably sees just as much as you do, and he doesn't shimmy, and he doesn't seem awkward when he's walking. He seems, like he walks confidently and navigates fine. He obviously he uses a sighted guide when need be, and I know that's kind of
When
when it's
available.
yeah when available.
Why wouldn't
So
you? It's like ChatGPT. Why would you use a
why
tool
would
when?
you? Yeah,
Yeah.
if Anna's next to you, you're not
Yep.
going to be like, no, I got my cane.
Sure.
Like no, you're gonna grant. Yeah, right. I mean, any one of us would. So, but no, yeah, that to me, that you're like that comfort for me also in terms of like getting worse and people like you. Like that's what people need to see more people like you and I'll put myself in there, and understand that like if we're being mean. it's either one, because we like you, if we're harsh on you, like you
We
never
know
take
you
it.
can do better.
It's
We know
not
you can
it's
do
not
better. Yeah.
criticism. It's not
No.
criticism. Because I will say, when I was out in Jersey, I was kind of like critiquing Ben a lot. Like I was kind of like pushing him a little bit, kind of like you would. And but he kind of took it the other way. He took it as like I was criticizing him, and he thinks a lot of people criticize him. I'm like, we're not criticizing you. We just see, we know you're
Developing
capable.
you.
Yeah,
Developing.
we know you're smart, dude. You're capable of more.
Yeah.
You just don't see it.
Yeah.
So
Ironically.
yeah, yeah, right. So I've learned this, like, yeah, through you, that exactly. Sometimes it's tough love, sometimes, or it's, you know,
It was
but
funny how you even spotted that with Chris, my guide.
oh yeah.
Like you were one of the people that actually, straight away from them interviews, you're like, ha, I know what Steve's up to.
Yeah. Yep. I know what Steve's got up his sleeve.
Yeah.
Poor Chris.
Yes.
But yeah, that's so to me, that's why I think like people like need to see what we're doing more. We actually know we were talking about another subject we always talk about is men are not, you know, like there's not a lot, men support going on. So us being around saying, hey, you got this,
Yeah.
because there's not a lot of men, like you said, like us. Like I feel like I don't have empathy, and it's like, and it's not that, but sometimes I just look and just like going blind is not that, like it's not the end. Everyone looks at like going blind as the end,
No.
whereas I just look at it as it's like when you get your black belt, that's not the end of the journey. That's actually the beginning.
That's a good analogy. I
Yeah.
like it.
Hey, like I can't. I stole that from Charlie, my instructor. As he used to tell us. He's up there. Everyone thinks that way. Everyone thinks the goal is to get the black belt. When I get the black belt, I'm done. Like, no, all the stuff you learned before getting your black belt was to prepare
Yeah.
you, like, for that. So I kind of look at, if we're looking at blind, at the journey, your journey of going blind, as if the end is your black belt, because you're in darkness. You could kind of look at it as, okay, well, if I learn everything I need to learn along that journey, if I as I get more, blind and stuff like that, as I lose my vision, if I could hone more skills that will help me when I do go blind, now I have everything I need for when I'm blind. And you should be comfortable. It shouldn't be, oh, it's over. It's the end of the journey. I'm over. My life's over. Can't travel anymore. Can't do anything anymore. Life's over.
Do you know what I think really helps us with this? I think is what helps us with this is I know it's not for everybody,
No.
but like training in the gym.
Oh yes, I
Because
think the fact that you and
you
I,
know,
yes,
I can
100%.
remember and think, right, okay, I maybe have not done a run for like a year or something,
Okay.
and I get on a treadmill and I think, oh wow, I am so bad at running. And then but I know because experience has taught me that, yeah, today you were really bad, but if you do this every day now, just before the half marathon or before the 10K or before whatever I'm doing,
Yeah,
I know that, oh, in 10 weeks from now, I'll go from not being able to run 5K to all of a sudden being able to run 21K without walking. And then you
yeah.
learn that with bench press or rope climbs or
Oh yeah, all that kind of
BMXing,
right.
going
Yeah.
BMXing from 2 mile an hour to now 40 mile an hour.
Yeah. Right.
Just,
Yeah. Just right.
and using your cane, first of all, you're using a cane and you're just pushing it along the ground and it's jabbing on stuff all the time. And all you're really doing is swiping the cane backwards and forwards, but you're not really tuned in. You've not quite got that samurai level
Yeah.
of cane,
Yeah.
you know, what's the word? Cane communication. So you're
Yeah.
using the
Right.
cane, but it's not really going what the cane's, you're not listening to what the cane's telling you. You're just swinging it around. But then
Yeah.
over
Sometimes in
time,
the beginning, that's what it is, right?
yeah, I see that a lot with people. I can tell, I see people using canes and I think they're getting nothing from that. They've probably done less than 10 miles with that cane. Whereas once you've built up a bit of experience and you've done thousands of miles with a cane, I sometimes think I could bloody roll my cane across a newspaper and be able to tell you what the story was. It's,
That's a
you know,
good.
I'm in tune. I'm so in tune with it. That's why you see me walking confident
Yeah, yeah.
because that's like it's
And
like
me, I'm
running.
still, and I'm still actually, I mean, like I said, I'm still learning. So I know there's moments where I know where I'm apprehensive, and like that's where I start to kind of lean more into the cane
Yeah.
and try to like try to listen, as you would say, or
Good thing
focus.
is you don't resist it though, do you? You're not bothered about using the cane. You're not
No,
scared
no,
of it.
no. It's
You
just
just
like I acknowledge the fact that I'm not as well trained, but so that when I'm hesitant, when it's on a bad vision day or whatever, I know that okay, now I'm really relying on this. Yeah,
yeah.
so I really need to listen to it. Yeah. Whereas before, sometimes you can kind of like I said, swipe it back and forth and it's gonna catch whatever and you're gonna know. I mean, but if you're hesitant, you're gonna pay the price for that. You need to really be like a
It's
ninja.
quite. It was quite interesting when you were over here and we did the Battle of the Cane Tips video.
Right.
I think you learned a lot
Oh,
making
did.
that video
Yeah,
because,
absolutely.
and so did I actually, because when we stood, I don't know if you remember, but you will remember
Oh
when we
yeah.
got challenged by a member of the public.
That was great.
But for anyone that's not seen that episode, Mike and I found this tiny little. What
Like a
would you
lip,
say? Was it
like a
like a
like a
1/4 inch lip on the
yeah,
ground?
because we were trying to test like the jab ability or like
Yeah,
of the cane tips.
it was like a 1/4 inch or maybe a
Yeah,
10
just
millimeter
enough.
little. And we were
Yeah,
like, right. And we tested the canes on there. And I think that's something people should do. People should go to somewhere like that and be like, right,
get that feeling. Get
can
that.
you, with your
Yeah,
eyes closed, map out that little obstacle?
yeah. Can you find it right? Can you? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can you find a giant curb? Yes, no problem. Everyone
No,
can
yeah,
find a
right,
giant
right.
curb. But
Yeah.
can you find that little tiny crack on the ground? And if you can't, then you've not quite got your hand in
I
yet.
will say
You've
I'm
not.
getting pretty good. That's when I realized I was getting pretty good because I've actually been walking with my cane and felt like a crack and moved to the side.
Yeah,
Felt this and moved over. Like those
yeah.
are the moments where I was like, "Ooh, good job, Kane. All
It's
right, got
clicking.
it."
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
clicking.
like
Click, click, click.
yep. And it was like something
The
slight, but I
brain is
felt
now listening to the cane.
yes,
Finally.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
when I realized I was like, I wasn't just somebody swiping a cane, but I am
yeah.
getting used to it
That's good
because
awareness. You're
yeah, it
you're
was
probably
good.
in the top, the top percentage
Because
of
it's
people.
definitely saved me a couple times doing that. Like it's like, ooh, like what was that? And I would just kind of either hop or move, walk over, yep, and just kind of
Yeah.
navigate around it. So yeah, that's definitely a big difference. You're right. So versus just someone who's not really listening to the game, just
And
kind of
I
using
don't
it.
think you can really teach that
No, that's
even on a
miles.
mobility
We call it
course.
seat time in the
Yes.
BMX. It's seat time.
Perfect. Exactly that.
If you don't got
You
seat
can
time or a
read
cane,
about it, you can watch videos about it, but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not the same as doing the time.
Nope. Yep. So it's nothing, it just that's why it's like I think we'll be harsh to people and say just use it, It seems like I know using a cane to people is either seen as obviously over the years I've interviewed a lot of people and it's other I'm not worthy of it. Like I'm not blind enough. I'm not blind enough to use the cane. And I'll be honest, I've gone back and forth with that. There's time and now I modify kind of how I use a cane because if I'm around my neighborhood, like I look at myself and go, why am I using the cane? I know the road. I know there's nothing on the road. So I just kind of roll it. I don't swipe it because it's like I'm not needing it in that moment. But then when I walk into say, our sidewalks suck here. Uh, and I know, even though I know the sidewalks and I can see the sidewalks up ahead. I know there's definitely a high possibility that I'm still gonna trip because, like you mentioned, Ing, about just that little, because I'm not gonna see that depth, that little change in the little like piece of whatever crack or whatever, and that's what's gonna get me. Even though I can look out and say, okay, I could see the sidewalk, but yeah. So I definitely think people have that in their moment in their minds. They go, oh, I don't need it. I'm not worthy of having a cane because like I can look down the street and see that. But yeah, but you don't realize your depth perception sucks.
Yeah.
And
People are
just
scared of
because, yeah,
situational cane use, aren't they? They're like, well,
yeah, that's got to
I
be.
use it once, I now have to use it every day of my life. They
It's
don't feel
like
like they can turn it on
it's
and
like
off. But
ChatGPT, like we were talking
yeah,
about earlier. It's a tool.
yeah,
It's and as you go along and get more blind, obviously you're going to use that tool more. You trust your cane more, like I was saying. But yeah, in the beginning, you should at least use it. Once you start feeling, once you get to a point where you're struggling in certain situations, you should at least have it on you. Now you're feeling confident because at least if someone looks at it and goes, "Why is that person walking weird?" But if you're holding a cane, you're not a person walking weird because you don't realize it. I think a lot of people, I don't know if you ever realized that. I bet well, I didn't realize it when I was probably well before my cane use and stuff. That I was probably I was hesitant in walking in certain things if it's dark out or whatever. But you don't think you're walking abnormal.
I've got a really cool story about this. So my friend Lindsay, who you've met
Yeah.
in Manchester, her brother has got really bad vision loss, and he's never done cane training, and he hasn't got a cane, and and he's in full denial. He just doesn't have a cane, not done cane training, and he basically doesn't go out on his own anymore. And if he does go out, he goes out with his child, and my friend says he walks like really badly. Like he looks like some kind of primate or an ape. He's like shuffling his feet on the
That's
floor
how Ben walks.
and just shuffles
Exactly
along.
how Ben walks. Yep.
And
Shuffles his feet and all that.
and she's like, and she knows me. She knows me really well. She's been out with me. She's guided me. We've been in nightclubs,
Yeah.
restaurants.
Right. Yeah.
We've been to work meetings, and she's like, "You literally walk like a normal person."
Yes. Yes.
And and I said to her, well, that's because he's not got a cane. He's trying to feel with his
Feel
feet.
feet. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, if you could just convince him to try and do that with a cane, instead of feeling with his feet, he's feeling like 3 feet ahead of him.
With a
You know,
cane. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
it was invented for a reason, but
Yeah.
I
Well, yeah. That's what.
understand.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
exactly what
she's
you
like,
just said. Yeah.
I'm gonna go, I'm gonna shout at him, and I was like, well, you can't, that won't really work. If you go shout at him, he's just gonna hate it even more. You gotta kind of wanna do it for yourself, haven't you? Like,
It's what do you say? I'm sure you have this saying. You could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
No.
So they have to. Yeah. Everyone has to. I feel like I always say there's a cane moment. And mine was that time at the nightclub, at the bar, when I got accused of being a drunk.
Yep.
That's when I realized I need to
Same
have
for
a cane
me.
on me. I need to have a cane on me.
Mine was when I spilled that coffee on that woman,
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right.
and I was
That's
just
right.
like, big, massive light bulb moment. I was like, okay, even though I can pretty much see in here,
see, right.
if
But
I'd have had my cane, she would now not be covered in coffee because.
and even if that does happen, let's say that did happen, she's not going to be sitting there going, "What the fuck, man?
Yeah, yeah,
What the hell's wrong with you?"
yeah, it's obvious, isn't it?
She's going to look at. She's going to turn because I've had many times where I knock into somebody, and for a moment before they see the cane, they go, "What the?" And then they look like, "Oh, it's okay." An instant change in their
Yep.
behavior. They went from what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you bumping into me, man?
My cane moment,
Apologetic.
as you called it, is like it was like it was yesterday. It was like
Yeah. So I think everyone has to have. I feel like it's like when you have
burnt
to hit
into
rock
my brain.
bottom. When everyone has to hit rock bottom, I think everyone has to have their that moment,
Yeah.
that cane moment, and then because it's always funny because you always hear people that don't like the cane or had a problem with the cane or didn't feel worth it, and then the first time they ever use it, they're always like, "This is the greatest thing ever."
Yeah.
Now people are being so nice to me, and this. Like the next time I went to the bar, the next time, which was the first time really using my cane after that had happened, the next time I went to another bar, completely opposite experience. Like they're asking my friends if I'm okay. Can they get me anything? Can they, blah, 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 blah. Can I help you find that?
I always get asked, do I need to sit down for some
Yeah.
reason?
Completely amazing. Yeah. I had a completely night and day experience. And everywhere I go now, till now, it's the same thing. I've had people walk up to me, like in restaurants when I have my cane, can I help you? Everything okay? Like it's always
God bless you.
yeah. Yeah. And God bless you all the time.
Right.
So, yeah.
On that note,
You gotta go tea time, guys, because it's obviously
time,
5
as we
hours difference. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you, Bean. Even though she did mention I thought earlier that her she's talking about. She said, "Sorry, me and voiceover are challenged trying to find typing in here too." Laugh out loud.
Oh, bless her. Yeah. Pain. I'll let you off. I feel your pain.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate everyone. If you caught on, or one or two people who have watched, but hope this picks up.
Yep.
Enjoy.
Right.
Any final words, Steve?
See you in the cloud. For you, maybe not for everyone else.
I just clicked off. All right. Let me, where is it? I know it's up here somewhere. I gotta get used to this.